Seeds of Consciousness, The Wisdom of Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, edited by Jane Dunn. Talk from July 7, 1979. Maharaj, in nature everything is time-bound, seasons, sowing, reaping, etc. But nature itself is not time-bound. Nature is neither male nor female. Many avatars come and go, but nature is not affected. The story of nature is emanating from all the impressions taken in your mind since birth. So long as you are holding on to these memories, there will be no knowledge of self. If you just study whatever has happened in nature, like history, great lives, etc., you cannot realize yourself. You have to go within. Whatever great things have happened in nature, however powerful, still they disappear right here. These situations appear and disappear. This is actually abstract. What is solid here is the knowledge I am. The seen and the seen disappear. I tell this only to those who are prepared to listen. Whatever appears is bound to disappear. The greatest appearance is the knowledge I am. It is invisible before the birth and after the death of the body, and while it is visible, it is a solid thing. Many great sages have appeared and disappeared because of the powerful seed I am. When the prana leaves the body, knowledge has no support and it disappears. In other words, it is unseen. What I am expounding is very deep. You may experience Brahma even, but that experience will not remain. All experiences are due to the cell I am. Both the cell and the experience will disappear. Even the best of your memories will vanish one day. The knowledge I am is time-bound. All your knowledge sprouts from the concept that you are. Millions of sages have come and gone. Do they presently experience the state of I am? They had no authority to perpetuate their beingness. Their I amness became unseen. The sages cannot make an iota of change in the world. Whatever happens, happens. Questioner, but Maharaj has said that because of the existence of a jnani the world is benefited. Maharaj, it is said to an ignorant one who clings to the body-mind. When there is no I amness, what is it that you need? Question, I am lost. Maharaj, who is talking? To whom? Question, to myself. Maharaj, if you, the knowledge I am, are really lost, how will you know about the sense of being lost? You are carried away by concepts. This infinitesimal seed contains the universe. You miss the point. You do not understand me properly. This principle I am telling you about again and again. Find out your identity. Whatever appears is going to disappear. What can Roosevelt or Gandhi do now? In the very places which they were commanding, changes have taken place. Why don't they talk? When the prana leaves the body, even great sages cannot speak. Question. In the Gita, Sri Krishna says that wherever there is calamity and there is no dharma, he will come and restore. Maharaj, this is like the seasons, the cycle is there. In this cycle, the deeper meaning of the self is to be understood. All questions will be over once you solve the riddle of I am. Question. Sometimes I feel good and sometimes bad, sometimes blissful, sometimes depressed. I know this is the mind. The Vedas say that mind is born out of the moon and hence it changes. Maharaj, oblige me after coming here by leaving your mind aside. Good and bad are in the realm of the mind only. Disown whatever you get from the mind. Question. Who tells me to come here and be at your feet? Maharaj, it cannot be said in words. You can call it anything you like. Moon means mind. Mind is like a liquid stuff as it flows continuously. Just innocently, dispassionately observe the mind flow. Do not own the mind flow. Be in that I amness state without words. You give meaning to words, and in the end words go. Finally, the perceptibles and observables go into the non-perceptible and non-observable state. Find that out. You will understand this slowly and get peace and rest. You do not do anything. It happens. You talk about knowledge, that knowledge is what you have read and heard from others. Unless you have confidence in your own self, you have to draw upon the authority of others. But I tell you from my real state, as I experience it, as I see it, I speak without citing the authority of the Gita or Mahabharata. When you talk about the Gita, you must know that it relates to you. Every word of it relates to your own self. Talk from July 22, 1979. Questioner, are consciousness and the witness the same? Maharaj, for whatever is visible, the consciousness is the witness. There is another principle which witnesses consciousness, and this principle is beyond the world. Question, how do you witness consciousness? Maharaj, how do you witness the fact that you are sitting? Effortlessly or with effort? Question, effortlessly. Maharaj, the same way. Whenever you put in effort is from the bodily standpoint. The knowledge I am is the soul of the entire world. The witness of the knowledge I am is prior to the knowledge I am. Try to understand yourself as you are, do not add any qualifications. Just as you prepare various dishes out of various ingredients, you want to make something. Witnessing or awareness is just as you observe your deep sleep. Just like that. Question, I do not understand. Maharaj, it is not understandable. You must contemplate yourself. Whatever comes on the screen of contemplation will surely disappear. Contemplator remains. Question, is not the contemplator also a concept of mind? Maharaj, concept and mind are beams of light from the contemplator. Question, is I am the sum total of everything you perceive? Maharaj, yes. I am as spontaneously appears and disappears. It has no dwelling place. It is like a dream world. Do not try to be something, even a spiritual person. You are the manifested. The tree is already there in the seed. Such is this I am. Just see it as it is. Do not try to interfere with what you see. Having understood this, what could be your need? Question, nothing. Maharaj, you must stabilize in this conviction. Knowledge jhana is the soul of the whole universe. Do not get involved with Siddhi's spiritual powers. Although you may not purposely go in for Siddhis, around you some miracles may happen. Do not claim the authorship of them. A devotee of yours who is at a distance of 1,000 kilometers from you can have your darshan in form. Whenever your devotee praises your knowledge, the knowledge takes concrete shape. Do not think that you are doing something. Sound fills the entire space. Similarly, the knowledge I am will fill the entire place. Once you understand this, there is no death for you. If you think yourself an individual, you will surely have death. A spiritual seeker wants to be something. Just be as you are. If people come to you, then automatically words come out of you. Although you may not have studied the Vedas, whatever comes out of you will be the same as what is in the Vedas and Upanishads. At the time of speaking, you will not have the slightest idea that you are a jnani or a knowledgeable person. Question, I am feeling the burden of I amness. How to get rid of it? Maharaj, where is the question of getting rid of it when you have not planted it? Question, I know, but my mind feels that I should get rid of it. Maharaj, can the mind recognize the highest principle? Do not follow the mind. Mind is following its own natural course. You get identified with the mind and speak for it. With what insistence can the mind make changes in the sky or space? The space is the eyeglass of the I am through which it observes the world. The five senses cannot know you, you know the five senses. Question, by you what do you mean? Which you? Maharaj, since you feel duality, I mean the listener in you. Question, I am not outside consciousness. Maharaj, actually you are out of it and recognize it. If you say that you are consciousness, then you are the entire world. You are separate from I am. I am is itself an illusion. The knowledge I am in the world are tricks of Maya. There is no substance to them. There are no words actually. You speak words for your satisfaction. You know that there are hunger, thirst, waking and sleep states. Without these, what are you? You think that these are all your eternal needs. This is the trick of Mula Maya, primary illusion. I amness has a certain span of time. How long will you be associated with these? Question. Memory makes the world seem real. Unless memory registers the color green, there is no color green. Maharaj, memory is inside I am. Relative repetition is the play of Maya. If you are not able to sleep for 8 days, will you survive? Question. No. Maharaj, that is, you will be beyond the waking and sleep states. In short, the illusion will vanish. Question. When I get up in the mornings, where does the I am consciousness come from? Maharaj, you are not able to understand it. Like a film, it is already there and is reproducing. This chemical is called the greatest principle by the Vedas. It is the Hiranyagarbha golden womb. I amness is forgotten in deep sleep and it appears in the waking and dream states. Question. How do I remember the previous things? Maharaj, it is the skill of the I amness. What identity do you hold for yourself? Question. I am the witness. Maharaj, of what? Question. All the activities of the body-mind. Maharaj, this is the quality of the body-mind only and is not the self-knowledge. Worms appear in stale food. Similarly, the body is stale food, the self wriggles in it. When the body is decomposing, the worm I amness is at work. The taste is I amness which it enjoys without a tongue. We take too much pride in the taste of this stale food. What knowledge do you want? Question. My true self. Maharaj, as long as you think that the body is you, you will not get true knowledge. In Marathi there is a phrase, borrowed wife, she who has to be returned. Similarly, this body is a borrowed thing. You have to return it. This identity with the body has to go. Question. How is one to be successful in getting rid of this identification? Maharaj, try to investigate deep sleep and waking states. These are time-bound. Without the experience of waking and sleep states, try to explain what you are. Question. Then I am wordless. Maharaj, are you sure? The Vedas also said this is not, that is not, and at the end kept quiet as it is beyond words. Without deep sleep and waking states, do you know that you are, or do you experience I am? Question. No. Maharaj, what is born, yourself or the two states? You will be liquidated soon if you come here. What will you pick out of these states as yourself? Question. Nothing. Talk from August 12, 1979. Maharaj, are you satisfied? Questioner. Sometimes there is satisfaction, sometimes not. Maharaj, who says this? Who tells you this? Question. I see satisfaction, a feeling in consciousness. I am indifferent. Whatever is happening, whatever appears in my consciousness, I'm not concerned, I'm not interested. I have nothing to do with it. Maharaj, it is not called indifference, it is detachment. There is no such thing as unhappiness. You don't worry about anything, that is the state, the real state. You feel no attraction toward anything in this world? Question. Whatever is happening, there is no gaining, no losing. Maharaj, how did this happen? Question. I don't know. Maharaj, don't behave as others do just because they say so. After hearing these teachings, you should behave like a king or a lord. That should be your behavior, inwardly and outwardly. Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Lord. Have you understood or not? Question. I don't know. Maharaj, do you want to ask anything more? Question: there is a great pressure in this feeling of being aware of myself. It is always accompanied by a great pressure in the head. Maharaj, you should be a witness of that. You are aware of the consciousness, so you are beyond that. You are a witness of that. Question: that feeling is there all the time. Maharaj, your consciousness is not in the body. There is attraction to that body yet, so that feeling has not gone completely. Your consciousness has some attraction, some love for your body, therefore that pressure is there. You know your consciousness, you witness your consciousness now. Formerly that was not true because you were considering yourself as a body. Now you know that you are not the body. You know also that you are not the consciousness. Formerly, before you heard this, before you came to India, your name for consciousness was the mind. Now the word for consciousness is jnana, knowledge. Maharaj to another, so your purpose is served, you are satisfied? Question: oh yes, a long time ago when I left here. Maharaj, after having had many experiences, you have now come to the conclusion that what preceded the experiences is the same. You are not affected by the experiences that take place in the world? Question: yes, I have come to that conclusion. Maharaj, all the attractions of the world are just ordinary things to you? You are not affected by them? Have you attained that state? Or are you still craving for the respect of others? Are you still craving for more knowledge of more arts? Question: I can no longer hold that, so I am not craving it. I have nothing with which to retain it, but who knows, if I found something with which to hold it, I might. Maharaj, craving means that you think that it has some benefits, some opportunities. Question: it is fruitless, it all cancels out in the end, so it is useless. Maharaj, so you have seen everything, understood everything. What is it that prevails in the end? Question: what prevails is not perceivable. Maharaj, what is there which is primary? What is at the root? Question: what is at the root is not an object. Maharaj, you have realized that? Question: no, I did not realize it, because it is greater than I. How could I see it? Maharaj, when you are going through various experiences, do you realize that there is something which was prevailing right from the beginning of which you were not aware? Do you become aware of something which is much greater than all these experiences? If you have found that, can you stay with it? Or are you still passing through the experiences? Question: I am not passing through the experiences, and yes, I can stay with it. It's like when you are on a boat. You don't think that the water is moving, you know that the boat is moving, but you are aware that the water is there. You don't have to repeat to yourself, oh yes, I am moving on the water. What is there moves, underneath is what you move on. Maharaj, when you are passing through all this, do you realize that it is all artificial, that it is not the real? What do you experience? Question: I experience that I am passing through my own self-created projection. Maharaj, don't you see that what you realize is the illusion, the projection, is nothing but your own very small modification of your own self? Question: oh yes. Maharaj, when you realize this, don't you get a glimpse of what is the most ancient? The unlimited? Question: I am not limited by the experience, or by the limitations of the experience. Maharaj, the world is ever changing, ever new, but it is nothing but the thoughts of the ancient, the trick of the ancient. So where is the question of your not being limited? Are you denying its existence? Question: no, I am not denying its existence, I'm denying its reality. Maharaj, suppose you have a child and that child goes to Timbuktu and becomes its king. He will still be your child, don't you see? Whatever is happening, the witness of that happening must be there to say that it is happening. The ancestor of all action must be there to watch that action so that he can narrate it. Question: that witness, is it the absolute or is it in consciousness? There must be someone who witnesses that experience. Maharaj, I am not telling about this witness. I'm telling you about the core, that core ancestor of ours. Out of a berry, out of the very forest of shrubs with berries, all these shrubs have grown. Because of that single berry. What is that principle which observes the creation in the state prior to the creation? The Absolute. The no-beingness state, the no-consciousness state alone knows that there is a consciousness. That no-I-amness state. Many people will tell you about your mind inclinations, the mind flow, the activities in the realm of consciousness. That if you do this, you will get this, but has anyone told you of the state prior to the consciousness? The lowest state on the spiritual path is that of the Mumukshu. The Mumukshu is one who has made a beginning in the spiritual search, and he identifies with the body-mind. He always tried to derive benefits or gains or losses out of the body-mind sense. He meets a guru, and the guru tells him, "You are not the body-mind. You are the manifest I amness." I am is the manifest world, and that he realizes. He establishes himself there and finds that he is not the body-mind, he is the manifestation. In due course he also realizes, I am not that I amness, I am not that consciousness nor the manifest world, but I am the Absolute. Why are you quiet? Is it because of confusion, or because you have no confusion and have attained that quietude? Question. Is this state of I amness manifest detachment? Maharaj, what do you call that I amness? Question. Consciousness. Maharaj, do you know the consciousness? Do you witness the consciousness? Question. I don't know. Maharaj, to what principle do you give that name? Question. Everything that I perceive or know. Everything. Maharaj, who knows consciousness? Question. I don't know. Maharaj, what you don't know, that is the priormost. Question. It seems in consciousness the experiences constantly change, and at the same time something remains the same. Maharaj, in ignorance you used to call it mind, but that is itself the knowledge of manifestation, that is the power of manifestation, this knowledge. It is the source of manifestation, Mula Maya. It is Mahesvara, that is the highest Iswara principle whose name is Atman. Question. Whose name? Maharaj, the feeling you have of I amness, I am without words, that is Atman. It is very dynamic and moving. The consciousness is the mind of the Absolute, the power of knowledge, the power of memory, the message of I amness. Question. The state of manifestation, is that a state of attachment? Maharaj, its happening or creating is spontaneous without attachment, but once it appeared the attachment started. You are all keeping quiet and not daring to ask questions. Question. Questions are prepared before. When you come here they fade away. Maharaj, in the womb of ignorance the knowledge was there, and that knowledge in maturity had become this manifestation, but prior to ignorance that great ancestor is there. You have the knowledge of knowing only on the basis of no knowing. First of all, you do not know. On that no knowing platform this knowing sprouts, but the basis is ignorance only. Although ignorance, when it grows into maturity, becomes knowledge and becomes profuse in its manifestation, still its ancestor is ignorance only. Prior to ignorance is that ancestral state of Absolute. Question. What are the signs to recognize a jnani? Maharaj, to think that one is a jnani, knowledgeable or full of wisdom, is folly. Once one presumes that he is full of wisdom, he wants social recognition, he wants a status. That is the folly. Who is a jnani? The jnani himself does not know he is, and who is to recognize whom? Out of no action, spontaneously, millions of creations are happening every moment, and there is so much of chaos. Will a jnani allow such a thing to happen? The jnani understands that out of ignorance has come knowledge, and in the process everything is happening. But since the basis is ignorance, he does not interfere, because he himself does not know he is. The jhani cannot focus his attention because he has no attention. Translator: what Maharaj calls the knower, the Absolute, gives no attention to anything. Witnessing happens, he doesn't witness. He is Bhavan, that attribute, attention. And you, consciousness, cannot give attention to that. It cannot be known. Question: can Maharaj witness his deep sleep state? Maharaj: oh yes, I witness my deep sleep very nicely. Question: there was this experience, everything, body and mind, was there, and at the same time nothing. Maharaj: that is an experience still. The experiencer is different from the experience. Experiences you can describe in thousands of ways, but the experiencer you cannot describe. Translator: Maharaj says he cannot describe the Absolute, only what appears can he speak about. It cannot be said he knows. It is there, it's not a question of knowing. Maharaj: waking and sleep don't know what was prior to them. Consciousness doesn't know that state when it was not there. The Absolute knows, but it doesn't belong to the known. Unknowingly the knowing has started spontaneously. Once the knowing disappears, then there is nothing. Knowing gives rise to the 5 elements. When the knowing disappears, you remain. So long as the knowing is there, make use of it and inquire. I am stung by a scorpion. What is the stinging? The stinging is this I amness. Because you cannot tolerate that sting of I amness, you are running from place to place. To nullify the poison of that sting, watch the I amness, observe your knowingness. The effect of that sting is the waking state, sleep state, hunger, thirst, etc. Catch hold of that sting, that knowingness. Question: is bondage necessary to become free? Maharaj: first you understand what the bondage is. Track yourself down continuously for 24 hours. Once you realize I cannot be a body or a mind, then naturally you are there. After all this talk, do you find any necessity for the sound of words? For any talk? Is there any necessity for words? For true spirituality, is there really any need for words? Question: no. Talk from August 13, 1979. Questioner: the Guru is the greatest power, controlling the outer world as well as the inner. He is more powerful than a king. That's why he is the greatest cheat. He cheats you out of nothing, but you think you lose everything. Maharaj: if that is your experience, it is quite appropriate. He has appropriated everything, including yourself. That means that you are not a different entity than he. There is no more left of you, only the Guru. Question: love makes him the greatest cheat. Maharaj: the love is given to each one according to his needs. If there is no need, can there be love? Question: from that perspective, no, but the Absolute has always been associated with that concept. Why do we describe it as love? Maharaj: he does not know himself. He does not know what he is. He doesn't need anything. He does not need to call himself I am. The Absolute state is called jhani by ignorant people only. The Absolute doesn't call himself the Absolute or jhani. Question: why have those who are ignorant idealized the jhani as love? Maharaj: for the ignorant it is a matter of convenience. So long as he has not reached that jhani state, he must have some motive force. To get that, he calls jhani full of love, compassion, kindness, etc. These are confirmed or imposed by the ignorant. Question: is that a correct viewpoint from an ignorant standpoint? Maharaj: yes, for the ignorant. There is an idol of Ethaba. People go and pray to him. Because of your kindness I survive, etc. The ignorance is talking. Why does the ignorant person keep that stone idol? Because he needs to be alive, he wants to perpetuate his I amness to continue. That's why he is worshipping that stone, the need to be. Question: Isn't it also perhaps one of the ways that the divine leads the ignorant back to the Absolute? Maharaj: yes, there are a number of ways or paths for the ignorant. Question: wouldn't unconditioned love be faith in form? Maharaj: from my standpoint, love is the quality to be. Beingness is love. Only when this I amness appears is there love. Can the love prevail if the I amness is not there? You have the urge to be, to continue your beingness, that is the love. Maharaj: all this manifestation is the ocean of that being. You may call it the ocean of Brahma or the ocean of Maya. Question: beyond Maya, beyond the ocean? Maharaj: where is the question of going beyond? There is beingness, beingness extinguished. It does not go beyond anything. Does it require an airplane, a Boeing, to go somewhere? From where has it come? Where did it go? Prior to coming and going, you are. That I amness is pulsating, I am, I am. Healing of I amness is there because of the essence of the food body and the vital breath. When the food essence and the vital breath are gone, that pulsation of I amness will not be there. Beingness goes into no beingness. For the sprouting of any seed, water is necessary. Similarly, for the sprouting of this knowledge I am, water and food essence are necessary. In the essence of the food, the quality of I amness is in a dormant state. The Atman, the core self, he himself sees I amness through the juices or essence of the food. Question: the consciousness is common to all, universal, spontaneous one. Why does it appear in so many different forms? Maharaj: that is its native quality. Although beingness is one, it manifests in plenty, many multitudes. Question: what is Savaguna? Maharaj: the quintessence of the food essence is that I amness, which is Savaguna. Savaguna equals beingness. The beingness is activated in the manifest world through rajas and tamas. The rajas is activity. The tamas is the pride you take in doership or authorship. Savaguna is only beingness, just to be. These three gunas have sprung out of the essence of food. If the food is not there, that I amness will go, all the qualities will vanish. Question: that flame of I amness which we see in the present condition with the help of our intellect, it seems that there is a development, a sort of evolution going on. What does Maharaj think? Which way is it moving? Maharaj: toward destruction. Whatever might be the evolution, finally it will be heading toward dissolution. Turning to what you were speaking about earlier, is there something you either do or don't want to protect? Question: I don't know. Maharaj: all this depends on the consciousness, and you don't want to leave the consciousness. Question: not even the consciousness of consciousness do I want. I thought of bringing cotton to stuff in my ears when Maharaj is speaking of the self. Maharaj: who stays this? Question: I don't know. Why does it have to be somebody? Maharaj: who says this? Question: words, just words. Maharaj: what is the use of words if consciousness is not there? Question: consciousness is there. Why imply that consciousness does not know? Maharaj: what is the meaning of this? Explain what you have to say. Question: what is the need of attaching any concept to whatever there is? Maharaj: if you feel it should be or it should not be, what is there at the bottom of that? Question: whatever there is, there is. Maharaj: it is evident that you feel that you are, and therefore it sprouts in you. When you feel that you are, all the trouble starts. If that feeling is not there, no trouble exists. Question: why should it give trouble? You attach names and concepts to that which is. Would you leave it alone? Maharaj: who says this? Question: understanding that appears in consciousness. Maharaj: so who is really troublesome? Is the world troubling you, or the consciousness which appears on you? Question: nothing troubles me if I shut up. Maharaj, that you are sitting there, that itself is going to be troublesome to you. This is your trouble. You are not in a position to sustain that consciousness and you cannot bear it. When the body was not there, when the consciousness was not there, what were you? You are not in a position to understand that. Question: before the body was and consciousness appeared, it was whatever it was. Maharaj, now that you are conscious. Is it because you want it, or did it just come automatically, spontaneously to you? Question: it appears to be spontaneous. Maharaj, you are conscious now spontaneously, not because you want to be. That's a fact, isn't it? Question: yes. I think all this idea of spirituality, of trying to give a meaning to that consciousness, is the only trouble when consciousness wants to extend itself and be all those things. Maharaj, no, that is not troublesome for you. The troublesome thing is the consciousness appearing on you. It is only because of that you are giving names or not giving names, doing something or not doing something. Question: that is the root of the trouble. If consciousness would just be itself and not try to apply concepts to everything, there would be no trouble. Maharaj, this is all imagination. Question: it is very simple. All the experiences that we call life happen in consciousness, and the meaning of life is just to experience consciousness everywhere. So when the end comes, then that's it. Cannot consciousness just see and face that end? Maharaj, can you stay in that? Question: but what doesn't allow me to stay in that void is looking, searching, having to do this or that. Maharaj, when the consciousness is there, so is the vital force. Thoughts are flowing and a lot of words are coming. That is your mind. Just understand that you are not concerned with the consciousness. It will still be there, it will still continue, but you are not identifying with it, saying, I am this or I am that. There should not be any difficulty because the self-evident fact is that you are. Why don't you stop there and find out that point? See what that state is. Translator: Maharaj wants to know if you understand what he is saying to this other person. You. Question: yes, he is speaking of consciousness. Maharaj, have you understood the meaning of consciousness? Question: consciousness is everything that appears. Maharaj, who is saying this? Question: the feeling is I am. Maharaj, who experiences this? Question: consciousness experiences itself. Maharaj, yes. Listen to these dialogues for some time more. Whatever is going on, listen for some time more. Thinking I have understood everything correctly, that itself is the first mistake. Space is created, and thereby the consciousness, which is really non-personal, has become a person, limited to the body and mind. You feel that the consciousness is limited to the body and mind, but if the consciousness is accepted as non-personal, then there is no trouble. Because the knowledge I am is there, we conduct all activities. In the morning when you wake up, you get that first guarantee, that conviction of I am. Then, because you are not in a position to sustain or tolerate that I amness, you bestir yourself. You get up and move around here and there, and the activity starts. You involve yourself in all the activity because you want to sustain that I amness. Later on, that I amness forgets itself in deep sleep. Only then are you peaceful. Question: there is peace in meditation. Maharaj, why are you going to meditate? To tranquilize the I amness. With I amness began all misery. You must spontaneously feel the superficiality of I amness. Question: how? Maharaj, that attention, that I amness, is always there in the waking state, but we are not on the alert to watch it. There is no other attention to be followed. Be attentive to that attention I am. Question: is there something that remains in the deep sleep state? Maharaj, whatever is there in the waking state merges in the deep sleep and is in a dormant condition. Question: What is right action? Maharaj, let the actions happen through you. Don't take yourself to be the doer. There will be actions through you. Don't say that these actions are good and those are bad. It is not your responsibility. The one who thinks he is the doer is a slave to mind inclinations, mind conditions. The jnani witnesses the consciousness acting. He has no involvement in the actions of the consciousness. Question: it seems to be an addiction of the consciousness to worry about things around. Maharaj, yes, addiction and also entertainment. Suppose I spill water. Immediately I take the towel and wipe it up, but I do not feel that I have done something foolish. It has happened. Just as the towel is soaking up the water without thinking that it is doing so. Question: what a strange love for this I amness. Maharaj, although it is strange, it gets manifested in concrete forms. We all hang on to concepts about saying the world doing good. With all the great concepts and ideas great people have had, where are the said and the sayers today? What do you over there want? Question: I would like everything to be in harmony, non-chaotic. Maharaj, don't hang on to name and form. Get rid of name and form. Question: why is it so difficult to understand that simple thing? Maharaj, because whatever you have understood, you are clinging to, embracing. Get rid of that. Whatever you have understood from this world, you are hanging on to. Give it up. The way that you understand yourself, give that up also. Talk from August 14, 1979. Maharaj, how many years were you with your guru? Questioner: nearly 6 years. Maharaj, what was the purpose of his jnana yoga, whatever it may have been? Question: he teaches that humanity is ready to take a big step in consciousness. An era of enlightenment can be created now. Until now, all the sages, saints and saviors that the world has had have been working on ideas. Ideas cannot make that change. But if a small portion of humanity raises its consciousness level through the type of meditation that he has provided, the effect will be a higher level of consciousness generally. Maharaj, the whole consciousness is already there, so what are you going to change? How are you going to change? Question: but it is a fact that a change in consciousness can take place in any particular form. Maharaj, yes, it can be changed, but it cannot remain permanent. Question: all right, it cannot be made permanent, but is that a reason why that improvement in consciousness should not be made? Maharaj, you can change it for the better, but who is to enjoy that? Question: that is a very important point to clear, a difficult point, you know. We know the world is going to explode into pieces, and some people say, let it destroy itself, it is impermanent. People won't allow that such a change in consciousness can take place now. Maharaj, that which is spontaneous, that which has come without any reason, how are you going to stop it? Who has made this whole thing? Find out from where this talk is emanating. What is the source? The source is the little touch of I amness, that pinprick which has no dimension. But just see what a manifestation it has created, how that talk is flowing out, but from where? From that little pinprick, that dimensionless touch of I amness. You are angry with me and you feel it. What will happen? You can't kill me. I will increase more and more, 1,000,000-fold I will increase. I am speaking from that angle. Can you destroy me? Whatever is dead, you see, is the food of this illusion, the mind. It can absorb any number of deaths. It never dies. It will still be there. Question: it is astonishing to us that Maharaj doesn't seem to have love for this I amness. He seems to be somewhere else, not involved in it. Maharaj, you mean to say that I should love that trouble? What will happen if I love that self? I will suffer more pain, or I will get more money. What's the use of that? Translator: Maharaj says if you bring more and more money and give it to him, what will happen? There will be a monument, beautiful stones, decorated and worshipped. That is of no use to him. Question, maybe not for him, but that might be useful for somebody else. Maharaj, it will be useful only for other human beings, that's all. Question, where did Maharaj find the courage to stand completely alone? Maharaj, who requires courage? It is your nature. Why should I bother about this body? Just last night 25,000 people died in Gujarat, in just one night. Why should I bother about this body here? I had faith, devotion, so many things. This consciousness, this pinprick, I know its complete nature. Nothing remains, no faith, no devotion, nothing at all. Whatever I used to have in those days, all is gone. Translator, the I that met his guru and the I speaking now are two different levels. Question, what is the use of the manifested world then? Maharaj, there is no question of use or no use. That is the nature of consciousness in which the world appears. The world has a use for one who considers himself the body. Through your senses the world appears to be real, but it is only temporary for a short duration. It is just like a sickness when you are feeling sick. It's the sickness of that illusion, Maya. Question, we are incarnated in a body, then how can we not be the body? Maharaj, if you consider yourself to be a body, you have more to lose than to gain. If you don't consider yourself the body, then what can you say you are? Question, but if you cut my leg, I scream. Maharaj bangs the ashtray on the metal container, which produces a loud ping. Maharaj, look, this also feels the pain. It is shouting also, now it is quiet. You are wrongly identifying yourself with the body. You are not that. It is for you to realize it. Question, there are sometimes glimpses when I don't feel the body, and there is no time, it is timeless. Maharaj, right. Although most of the time you are identifying with the body, if even for a short while you feel you are not the body, that's enough. Out of ignorance the knowledge I am comes into being, and into ignorance where it doesn't know itself it will dissolve again. After understanding this you can go, and whatever you do doesn't matter, it's all God's doing. You are not the doer anymore, you never were. When the television set is burned or destroyed, will the people in the movie feel the pain and die? You have no form, no shape, you are like the sky. The vital breath which you take in, will it feel any pain when you die? It will just merge into the air again as it was before. But just to sit here and listen will not do. You have to meditate. Talk from August 15, 1979. Maharaj, during this state of beingness there are two main states, waking and sleep. What was before these states? Are you born, or is it the waking and sleep states that are born? The waking state is the reminder that I am, and deep sleep is forgetting I amness. What else is there except the birth of these two states? Why don't you talk on this, these states of memory and no memory? If these are not there, what is it you want? For acquisition of which knowledge have you come here? If you agree with what I say, why do you want to come here tomorrow? To get what? Questioner, I don't want to gain or acquire. I want to lose. I want to get rid of this realm of concepts. Maharaj, if these two states are not there, could there be concepts? Question, without waking and sleep states, what remains? Maharaj, whatever that is, without memory and no memory, that remains. The waking and sleep states are impermanent. It is all the greatness of that chemical, that great spirit. Out of that principle these states and this manifestation, this world comes. You are not the deep sleep and waking states, and without these you are not. Wherever you may roam, this talk will occur to you again and again. In the womb this I amness in the form of ignorance is there. The child is born, and after a couple of years that ignorance becomes knowledgeable I am. For understanding this I amness, there is Bala Krishna, the child ignorance. Later on it understands itself, that is knowledge. This knowledge cancels out the Bala Krishna ignorance. In this Krishna state, Lord Krishna expounded the knowledge, and after that he merged in his original state, the Absolute. So long as that ignorance knowledge is given, each cancels the other. Like this flame, so long as that ignorance is there, that flame of knowledge will be there. When that ignorance is exhausted, finished, that flame of knowledge will also be finished. Who directed you to this place? Question. Ananda Mai Krishnabai and some friends at Sri Ramanashram. Maharaj, what is your native place? Question. We are both from France. Maharaj, having performed all this physical and mental discipline, what is it that you want to be? Question. My own self. Maharaj, has your Guru indicated what your self is? Question. It is something which is already there and we have to find it out. Maharaj, who is to search for it? Question. I have to remove all the obstacles which present me from really living in the present. Maharaj, who is going to remove the obstacles? Question. I am. Maharaj, who are you? Question. There is an element of consciousness which is trying to find out. Maharaj, this consciousness, who told you about consciousness? Question. I have been longing for this path. There is something which drives one, leads one to this path. Maharaj, why do you get entangled in words? You know that you are. No one has to tell you that you exist, you know it automatically. Question. Obstacles prevent this consciousness. Maharaj, let us deal with these obstacles, samskaras, later. Deal with the self, the knowledge I am. This I amness is there first, isn't it? Primary. That I must be there first before you receive this sickness of samskara. How long will you be in Bombay? Question. Just 5 more days. Maharaj, if you are already in the queue and get the number for this spiritual knowledge, then any amount of obstacles will be brushed aside. But if you are not in that line, you will be roaming about. Initially you have to understand that the knowledge I am is the product of the food essence. When you know that you are, the world also is. As salt is in seawater, similarly in the body, in combination with the vital breath, the consciousness appears. It is the consciousness that feels pain or pleasure, not the body or the vital breath. Once you know that you are not the body, all the concepts about pain and pleasure will disappear by themselves. Are you convinced that this is true? Question. Yes. Maharaj, here you get the knowledge of what you are, now you have to experience it yourself. Keep quiet and watch for yourself is called meditation. Remaining in what you have heard here is called spiritual practice. The Guru, God, your own knowledge, these three are one. If you know that, you become quiet. Guru means knowledge and knowledge means I am. I amness is itself the Guru. Talk from August 16, 1979. Maharaj, when people go about on their search for spiritual knowledge, they don't think for themselves. They only think of what knowledge concepts they have already acquired. Many who come here have read I am that. They come here to see as a curiosity who this person is. They have a look and then go away. If you want to find out something more, then sit quietly and listen for as long as you can and try to understand what is said. What is to be understood, have you understood? Questioner, I have difficulties accepting. I watch this incredible resistance building up. Maharaj, who says that? Question, the difficulty itself. Maharaj, whatever is to be understood is there one. That state in which you were before you acquired this knowledge, I am, is the real state. Only after you got this knowledge you identified with the body-mind. Whatever you have acquired, including the body-mind, that will go, and it is useless, and that is that. Your original state before you acquired the body is the truth, is the real state, and it will remain. Infancy has grown into youth, middle age and old age. During all these stages, that enjoyment you had of being alive, of existing, all that is false. All these stages will disappear, and that which understands, even that will go. Question: concerning this coming and going that Maharaj talks about, are they experiences of the body or of consciousness? Maharaj: through what do you derive experiences? Question: through the senses. Maharaj: what is the original cause of your existence? What is it a mixture of? Question: my existence is this consciousness, and all the happenings are already contained in consciousness. I don't agree that you can lose it, as you say. The body may go, but all the experiences in consciousness itself don't go. What goes is the particular form of this body, but the knowing, which is consciousness itself, doesn't go. That will appear again in another form. Maharaj: how did you get your form? What is the cause of that form? Question: that is another matter. Maharaj: no second and no third and not another. I am talking to you. It concerns you. I am asking you about that first moment of mix-up. This body, this form is there. What is the root cause? Question: two people getting together. These two people getting together, is it not that same knowing prolonging itself? Consciousness itself keeping this movement. Maharaj: I want to know the name and form of that mixture. Question: all name and all form. Maharaj: you are not hearing what I am talking about. It is not reaching you. Keep quiet. Do you understand the cause of your calling some person your parent? Is it by the bodies or the essences of the bodies? Question: the essences. Maharaj: what exactly has happened there? Question: I don't know. Maharaj: you presume you have become a Jnani and are going to write a book, don't you? Question: no, he is presuming that I am going to write a book. Because I am seeing a Jnani, that's why I am in this discussion. Maharaj: in that state in which the mind was not, put your attention there. Pay attention to that state. You are all just like people who visit many shops, spiritual shops, to get a taste of various delicacies, tasting bit by bit, little by little. Question: if Maharaj has answered all his questions, why are all these questions coming through his mind? Maharaj: I am apart from the questions. Question: it is no solution talking. Maharaj: it appears to you like that? Pay attention and it will happen. You must learn to live without identifying yourself with the body. All activities, even the mind flow, come from the vital breath. Give attention to the consciousness, that is meditation. Question: thoughts grab us and take us away. Maharaj: thoughts have so much power because of the identification with the body. Question: it is very difficult just to watch pain. I become afraid. Maharaj: what is watching pain is yourself. With consciousness you have to hold consciousness. Give attention to this I taste. Don't give attention to fear, give attention to what you are. Once you know what you are, you become fearless. Remove the concept of death from your mind. There is no death as such. I am sure you are not going to die. That is only a concept or idea. Your identification with the body has continued since childhood, so in order to get rid of it also takes time. For the beingness to sustain itself there is occupation. Whatever you gain has no value, and the one who gains also has no value. You will come to understand the hollowness of this game. Only in your ignorant phase you take everything as so important. We give undue importance to things that come and go. I am talking from the standpoint where I do not know of myself that I am. I don't belong to the realm of waking and sleep states. How can I presume that I am like this or that? You presume that I am something or somebody. Question: could Maharaj talk about posture hatha yoga a little bit? Maharaj: I don't deal with any physical disciplines, nor with yoga, nor with anything you get from it. What I am trying to expound is this: you are I only AMU. I know that you are I only, but you don't know, so I am trying to give you that introduction, that acquaintance. By performing these physical yoga asanas, etc., you get a certain satisfaction, but that is not spiritual knowledge. Question: do people acquire powers through the yoga process? Maharaj, in the yogic process some people acquire powers, but it does have an end. It is not the ultimate, the eternal. This absolute, this eternal people do not get instantly. People get involved in powers and miracles and revel in that only. They will be busy with that, but not the ultimate. They will undergo rebirths. Talk from August 17, 1979. Maharaj, the experience of consciousness comes through the body, and when you start looking at the body, it is nothing but food. Questioner: there are so many propensities in me, the propensities of food, of the senses, of attachment, of thinking, call it anything you like. I hear Maharaj as a sort of intellectualized music, something which is not intellect, but the music that comes out of the intellect. How can I ignore that? I can't ignore it, it is there all the time. I know that everything has come out of the food, but what is before me is not food, it is just like a flower. Maharaj, what is it that has these propensities? Question: as an integrated social self I hear the music. How can I ignore that? Maharaj, what is that principle which is the substratum for all these experiences? You must find that out. The moment you awaken from sleep you seem to know the whole world. This passing show, which is in a state of flux the whole time, is thrown like a picture on your beingness. Through an illusion we are thinking that I have a separate personality, that I am a separate self. The consciousness which is all-pervading does not have this feeling of limited beingness. This all-pervading consciousness has no ignorance and no knowledge, but ignorance and knowledge take birth in it. When I ignite the cigarette lighter you say that the flame is, when I put it out you say that the flame is not, so also the flame of knowledge is and is not. Until such time as your words have stopped, there is meaning in the words, and there is nothing in the meaning also. The meaning is itself meaningless. Question: if the words are meaningless, how should we listen to you? Maharaj, don't listen to me, you listen to your own self and find out how much you are in your own company. Question: we do not know how to be with our own self. It is so ugly we always run away from it. Maharaj, but you are caught up in it. Even if you call yourself ugly and do not like your own company, can you decide to take your food out of it and leave it? The seed that is sown is so small and yet so many flowers, fruits, the tree trunk and everything has come out of it. I eat all that and I eat the seed, and the seed is for my strength and contentment and satisfaction. When I become myself I understand that beingness is with me. So many desires, so many dreams, come on this body which knows I am. That beingness has taken hold of this five elemental body. You must find out what is sustaining itself on the body which is its food. Birth and death are only terms, names. When death has come it only means that the experience called birth is extinguished. Question: when we hear Maharaj, an idea comes into the mind that death is wonderful and it can come soon and be forever. Maharaj, when the death is forever it means that eternal immutable Parabrahman. Question: besides listening to Maharaj, is there any other tablet to invite death? Maharaj, if you decide finally that you are not this body, the death will be final, death will die. Therefore try just to live without this consciousness of body and mind. The body is dependent on the essence of food. The food is dependent on the five elements, and the five elements are the life of that one which has no name. If you try to find out your beingness, that source from which you have come, there will be no name, no form, and no identity of your own. Question: I am trying a new experiment. Whatever I am, I don't need to describe it, nor name it, nor question anything. Whatever I am, and that's it. not looking at whatever is as separate from me, but just to be. Maharaj, if you can manage that, then by all means do. If you get peace and can understand the truth that way, that is very good. Talk from August 18, 1979. Questioner, why is the understanding so fleeting, changing? Maharaj, it depends on the body's sense. All people will receive the knowledge from here, but the behavior of each will be different from that of the others. Question, myself, I am holding on to the same consciousness, and the understanding which is reflected in that consciousness is changing completely from day to day. Maharaj, oh yes. This knowledge I am in the field of mind inclination, mind understanding, will not remain the same. It is changing every moment. It will never stabilize itself on one understanding. Question, so there is no such thing as final understanding? Maharaj, the beginning and the end of this understanding is the knowledge I am. Beginning of concept started with the primary concept I am. Having wandered through all the concepts and rejected them, you have to get rid of this last or the first concept. Question, that rejection, does it come by the disappearing of the last concept just by giving it attention? Maharaj, see this flame of the cigarette lighter? It has appeared, it has disappeared, it's just like that. Has it got any concept, this flame? What is without concept is the most perfect, the most proper. The witnessing has to be done when you try to concentrate on an objective. Suppose you want to concentrate on a Rama, a Krishna, or a Christ, then there is a question of concentrating or watching. This is only the knowledge I am. Question, the problem is, the more attention I give to consciousness, the larger the concept which appears in the mind. Maharaj, how do you focus attention on consciousness? Consciousness itself has to focus. Question, that is what I meant. Maharaj, understand consciousness and come to the conclusion that consciousness is not yourself. Question, I can't. I cannot. Maharaj, give it up. Whatever demands you make, I am not going to fulfill. I am not going to meet your demands. I am not going to give you whatever you want. I am just going to tell you to emphasize what you are. You want to convert or transform yourself into something. I want to become this, I am going to do that. I am going to tell you what is the root of you, the innermost core, what you are. I am not a sculptor, you see, I don't make images for you so that you become that image. Question, where does this need of consciousness to see itself as everything come from? Maharaj, you know that you are and you love to be, hence the necessity. Although you have been saying that you understood, there is some hitch somewhere, isn't there? Question, one card. I'm holding back one card. Maharaj, throw it out. Where is the loss? Give up the game. You listen to my talks or don't listen. You come here or don't come here. I know what you are, what you were prior to your I amness. Before your parents met, I know you. I know your knowingness after your parents met, how it got transformed to various stages, how it developed in different images, I know all that. Suppose a person is 125 years old. Since childhood he has grown into various stages, learned a lot worldly things. Now whatever he has learned or gained, everything has gone, and he is lying on a bed, and what remains now? Only that child consciousness, that child ignorance remains. And that also will go. Will it go to heaven or hell? No, the ignorance has sprung up and the ignorance will disappear. Question. The question then is if that ignorance can disappear only through that process of time or can it be stopped now? Maharaj, even in between. It is sustained by food and water. If this is not supplied it will go disappear. Question. But it has gone in the case of Maharaj and there is a supply of food and water there. So what I am asking is that process inevitable, or can it just end now? Maharaj, you have to meditate. It won't be available free. The necessary threshold is through consciousness only. You have to imbibe and be consciousness. In the process of being in the consciousness, you come out of it, and there you see, and meditation is the only remedy. Question: the more you get into consciousness, the more impossible it seems to transcend it. Maharaj, give it a fair trial. Be in beingness. Try to be in beingness. You won't get it here now. Step number 1 is, be yourself, be in your beingness only. Although to start with, I am the immanent spirit I am, you have to be in that beingness without the body sense. You feel that you are the body now, but when you abide in that beingness, you will know then how you are without the body. But don't forget at the same time that body and vital breath are very necessary. Once you understand these 3 entities correctly, body, vital breath, and the message I am, then you are apart. The knower of these 3 entities will not be caught by the parents. Question: when Maharaj was immersed in his beingness, what exactly did he understand that made him transcend consciousness? Maharaj, you know Tvi? Meditate and you will know as tangibly as you see Tvi. You will see then, I am not the Tvi screen, the observer of Tvi is not in the set. In the process of meditation, more knowledge will be awakened, will be realized by you, and in the same process, you will understand that whatever you have understood you are not. Question: that's why I was saying before that the more consciousness was conscious of itself, the larger the concept, the knowledge. Maharaj, yes, it will happen. A living cosmos, a million universes are in your consciousness. Question: what about the knower? Maharaj, the knower and whatever is known both will go. Nothing will remain stable, permanent. This triangle, father, mother, and you, how did it happen? Inquire about that, meditate on that. Question: isn't it the same thing, father, mother, and I, just a flow of that consciousness? Maharaj, don't talk, try to understand. Just talking about eating will not fill your stomach. You have to actually eat. You will not get eternal peace with knowledge derived out of words, only by self-knowledge, self-realization. Talk from August 19, 1979. Questioner: how can I achieve what Maharaj speaks about? Maharaj, remember your beingness. The knowledge that I am has come to you out of your sattva guna. That is beingness. Sattva, rajas, and tamas, 3 gunas are playing here in the manifestation. The quality of the sattva, the essence, is to know that you are, and to provide you with that basis on which to act. Rajas is the motivating factor, it makes you move about, and tamas is inertia, consolidation. This knowledge I am comes to you after your body is born. After that the body of childhood grows on its own and becomes old. What is left after all the ambitions, all the desires, have been fulfilled, all the actions have been done in accordance with the natural disposition. What remains in the end is only one thing, I am. So all through life you have to remember to investigate who is this I am, otherwise birth and death will have no meaning for your beingness, because that beingness also will be dissolved after the death of the body. Question: beingness will be dissolved after the death of the body? Maharaj, this beingness is the quality of the essence of the food body. Actually, that beingness is living on the food that is your body. All bodies are food. That feeling of beingness appears in the body and is dissolved when the body drops off. Beingness means loving that feeling of self. Love is included in the beingness, and that love grows as the body grows. For more and more love to be given to that beingness, so much manifestation, so many other things are required in order to satisfy that love. This I want for that comfort of the body and that beingness, the love to be. In order to satisfy that craving you must have a wife, you must have a house, you must have clothes and other comforts, and this goes on. This beingness only creates karma. Actually, nobody is born and nobody dies. The fact is that beingness appears and beingness disappears. Question: how could karma act from life to life, and what about God? Maharaj: the one who understands the meaning of the word God is himself God. Question: what remains after the knowledge of beingness dissolves? Maharaj: see, the cigarette lighter is lit, now it is extinguished, but does it mean that it is dead? That beingness, when extinguished, is dissolved into Brahman from where it came. Question: if beingness is dissolved, then there is no karma? Maharaj: if that beingness is not there, can there be actions? When the beingness is there, the manifestation is there, and the actions happen in the realm of that consciousness. There is no doer. We erroneously claim to be the doer. That I amness is like a seed of the berry. In that berry seed, all the forest of berry trees is already present in potential condition. Likewise, this I amness is the seed of manifestation in which actions happen, and there is no doer. How is the seed formed in a fruit? Out of the essence of the juice of that fruit the seed is formed. What does it mean when the seed is formed? It is recording all the images of the formation of the tree already recorded in the tree itself, which will again, in due course, proliferate into another tree. But this is recorded in the seed only. The same thing applies to the human seed. When the seed is planted, when does it record the image of the parents, so that that particular seed assumes the image of the father or mother, gets a particular body form? What is the principle? Take for example the TV screen. On the screen you see all the images acting. These images are already recorded somewhere and are being played now. So they will not stop even if we shout and ask them to. That is one not very good example. The human or natural seed recording out of which the same or similar images grow is spontaneous, while the TV recording is out of the skill of the human intellect. Question: in the Buddhist teaching there is not a full solution. There are remaining aggregates that will form a new being. Maharaj: whatever Buddha's philosophy is, these are all various ideas, various concepts. In each person the ideas are sprouting, and when they spontaneously come out, he behaves accordingly. He follows those ideas because he likes them. They have come out of him. I am not inclined to follow various ideas or the judgment of others. Among the judgments, the best is given by Lord Krishna. He says we have to get out of our own judgment, our own concepts about ourselves. Do not depend on anybody else. Now you listen to these talks and realize your own ultimate position. Your true position, which you will not lose again. You stabilize there. My Guru also indicated to me my ultimate destination, and I have stabilized myself in it. It occurs to one's attention that one is. When it was not in the attention of that one, was the principle not there? It was. That principle is unblemished and without attention. In non-attention it prevails. Eternally. And what does it mean? Whatever acquired is surrendered in oblations to the Brahman. All this knowledge, this knowingness, is offered to Brahman. Question: if the body is food for beingness, we shall feel insecure for the body. It will not be peace, quietness, because we shall be anxious for the beingness through the body. Maharaj: when you leave your body, who is the customer for that peace? Question: even if I am not identified with the body, but I know that it is food for the beingness, I feel anxious. Maharaj: it is good that you are careful and anxious to preserve the body, but remember that this manifested body is dependent on the essence of the food that you eat. Out of the essences or juices of vegetation all species are formed, insects, animals, human beings, etc. This quality of beingness is in the juices, the vegetation in a dormant condition. In each species that knowingness is there. The principle just to know. It is not a question of whose knowingness, only beingness or knowingness is there. Question: are there different kinds of beingness? Maharaj, the expression of consciousness through different bodies is different. The body's shape is different, the voice is different, ideas are different, sound is different, tastes are different. It is infinitely varied. Question: how can the beingness be different? Beingness is only one. Maharaj, sound as such is the same, but its expression through different instruments is different. Out of the same consciousness, with the formation of a Krishna body, a Krishna is born. A donkey also is formed accordingly. Consciousness is the same. Question: are the gunas dependent on the food you eat, or are they already there? Maharaj, in the initial stage, it is all right for you to understand that everything potentially is this food value. You start with this food value and vital breath, this combination and that I amness. But later on, you have to investigate and understand how this I amness has come. You have to go to the root. Root means mula. Mula means a child. How has that child formation taken place? In the process, when you go to the source itself, you will realize that I amness contains this manifested universe like a seed. To understand more clearly, take the example of the dream world. You are in deep sleep and suddenly you feel I am, and that I amness creates a dream world. Similarly, this manifest world is created by that I amness. You will realize this later in the search for the truth. The last progress will be for you to transcend this I amness also and get stabilized in the ultimate. Don't presume that having understood all this worldly knowledge you are full of wisdom. To think that will be something like being severely constipated. Whatever I have expounded to you is to be realized by the self. Before this beingness came to you, you were all the time there, but you were not conscious of it. The Absolute doesn't know itself at all. Our true state is not of knowledge, but prior to knowledge. Talk from August 20, 1979. Questioner: your philosophy starts where science ends. I have myself learned a lot in the field of medicine and elsewhere, but after reading your book I have humbled myself at your feet. Who is the one you call Atman? Who is the knower, and where is he situated in the body? If there is some injury or wound to the toe, you understand it, but from where does this understanding come? From the neck to the head, there is somebody who knows. Where is that knowledge situated? Maharaj, it is in the Brahma Randra opening in the crown of the head. Some yogis collect all their vital breath there and steady themselves, but they do not understand the fundamental principle. A great man performed severe penance for a long time. In the end a vision appeared before him. The great man was very dirty, so he said to the vision, I will clean myself and then meet you. When the man appeared completely clean, the vision ate him up. They became one beauty, bliss and joy. All that you are experiencing now is what is to be discarded as dirty, and in what is to be discarded that one knowledge beingness is existing. Question: what does this mean? Maharaj, that portion of the body below the neck is full of the stench of sour food, but it is in this body that the secret soul is living. It doesn't get dirty. That one lives here in his life, his sensitivity or knowledge has spread all through the body. It gives you everything that is beautiful, everything that is fragrant. Your existence is all-pervading. All the four Vedas do not know how to praise you. In the drop of I amness all the universe is contained. Since you understand the drop, can you be the drop? I amness indicates the Parabrahman, but it is not the Parabrahman. Question: is the consciousness real or unreal? Maharaj, it is a dreaming consciousness. You are unreal, therefore the world is unreal. It is an illusion, Maya. Question: why is the illusion Maya creating all these embodied lives? Maharaj, the farmer produces grain in order to eat it, and Maya produces life in order to eat it. Maya doesn't live on life but on the death of that life, because without these forms it cannot function. Question: according to scientists, matter cannot be destroyed. It always gets transformed from one state to another. Maharaj: what is that state where there is no change, that immutable condition? The homogeneous state in which there is no I and no you, nothing is there, only that is the eternal truth. What is your real nature? How do you identify yourself? If you identify with the body, along with the body you will die. Question: I am trying to break this identity with the ego. Maharaj: to feel that you are an individual is itself a conditioning. The one who wants to break the conditioning is also imaginary. How can you destroy an ego which is not there? The knowledge I am is the first ignorance, and whatever knowledge you acquire with it is ignorance. Go back to the source of your ignorance. With half knowledge we think we are full of wisdom, profound. That is our presumption. When we are without thoughts, then only are we profound. Realize the thought-free state. Don't worry about other people and other things. Do your own research, try to find out how you happen to be. The principle which understands, its language is the mind. In the end, both whatever is understood and the one who understands are liquidated. Many people have understood and they have gone into quietude. Talk from August 21, 1979. Maharaj: consciousness is everywhere, latent or otherwise. First there is consciousness, then came everything, the sky, the earth, and all. Questioner: this consciousness, it is not the same as the I am, the self-consciousness, is it? Maharaj: whenever we think of consciousness we think of the body, but that is an error. The original state was there before the waking and sleep states. Question: the I am dissolves after death, so it is not the same. Maharaj: are you speaking now of the individual personality or the universal consciousness? Question: the universal self. Maharaj: the consciousness that prevails is the universal consciousness. The world is born out of that, and not from the point of view of the individual personality. Question: what is the relationship between the universal consciousness and the I amness? Maharaj: the spark of the incense stick and the whole of it, that is the relationship. That consciousness which prevails before you are aware of the two states is the universal consciousness. You will not learn this through your thoughts, but when you meditate, that consciousness of being will merge into universal consciousness, and only in that way will you understand it. The universal consciousness has always been, its power always present. Its power of creation has given rise to this world. It has produced this Prakriti and Purusa, and its soul is the individual consciousness. It is spontaneous, manifest, dynamic spirit. It has no aspect. It is all-pervading. I am talking about that Vedic principle, Vedic raw material, out of which this flow has started. That universal life force pervades everything, but it has no personality or individuality. Question: how does one witness the thoughts, the concepts? Maharaj: it goes on automatically. You are always aware of those concepts and thoughts. Question: I know it after but not during. Maharaj: if you suddenly want to go someplace, you get up and go. You know that, so what is the question of another witness? You were sitting for meditation this morning, and when the bhajans started you got up and left. That walking out happened, didn't it? Do you want any other dimension to witness it? Question: again the same question. Can we be a witness of our own minds? Maharaj: in the morning your mind directed you to leave and you walked off. Is it not witnessing? Question: yes, I can witness one movement, but I cannot be witness to my thought during the thought process. Maharaj: the consciousness is acting as a whole, no doer is there. We look at ourselves as doers, and therefore we want to witness it, which cannot be done. Therefore you abide in the words of the Guru, which are, you are the all-pervading subtle principle, subtler than space. Identify yourself with that. Question: A person wants to attain peace through meditation, samadhi, etc., but it is a temporary peace because, as you say, it is a product of the body. How is one to get eternal peace? Maharaj, you witness that peace, so there is peace in the witness. Be there. In due course both this peace and the witness will go. What remains is the Absolute. This is very subtle, the last stage. There is nothing tangible there to understand with the gross senses. This is only to be experienced. After listening to these talks, you leave this place and tell people, for God's sake, don't go there. My head is full of turmoil, it is all confusion. Whatever sense I had, whatever understanding I had, it is all gone. Question: some people do witness their past lives. How is that? Maharaj, that's because they believe it.